Hi, I am Janki Ben Kirtan Patel, and here I am presenting about the teaching assessment of approaches. In this presentation, we shall examine the role of effective curriculum decision making in early childhood education, and especially on the EYLF 2.0. The framework offers the teachers systematic information on how they can plan, evaluate and reflect upon the teaching practices to ensure the holistic development of the children. Our major research question will be, how does effective curriculum decision making lead to learning outcomes of children, especially on their identity, connection with the community, and well-being communications. This plays an essential role in the efforts of make sure that children have the most positive learning opportunities that can assist this development and welfare. To comprehend the influence of curriculum choices on the development of children, it is necessary to comment on the three primary methods of assessment, that is, formative, summative, and diagnostic assessments. Formative assessment can be made in a continuous process to enable teachers to keep track on the progress of children in the real time and modify the teaching model to suit the needs. Summative assessment is usually conducted at the end of learning period, giving a picture of the progress of child. And diagnosis assessment can be used to determine the strength and weaknesses at the early stage, and that the educators can intervene and offer specific support. Integrating these three methods will help teachers gain a comprehensive understanding of the development of a child, which will be the basic of their curriculum choices, and indicate that their teaching practices should be sensitive to the needs of every students. That's a reference by D. Olivia Jones and Smith 2023. The teaching and learning cycle is a process of dynamic and continuous, and which keeps teaching relevant and sensitive to the changing needs of children. It starts with the planning stages, where the educators will determine the needs, interest, and development stages of children. Teaching entails that application of strategies that are in line with the EYLF 2.0 outcomes and which allow learning to take care in the engaging manner. Evaluation enables teachers to collect information on the progress of children, and this information is essential in making reflections and correction teaching strategies. The planning, teaching, assessing, and reflecting cycle make sure that the curriculum adapts to the needs of children to learn in the environment where any child can succeed. The EYLF 2.0 outcomes are used to strengthen and teaching practices because they instruct educators how to help children develop their identity, community, well-being, and confidence as a learner and communication skills. That's referred by AGDEA 2022 as an illustration. Outcome 1, that identity aims to develop a strong sense of self among children by involving them in interesting learning activities that enhance self identity and self advancement. That's outcome 2, that is community connection promotes children to develop relationships with peers, families, and the community. These results will be motivate the teaching practices as they guarantee that the needs of every child will be fulfilled and promoted, and the active involvement in the learning. By matching instruction to these outcomes, the educators provide a supportive and inclusive learning environment that contributes to the development of children in every aspect. That's referred by Lalonde of 2023. The graduate teacher standards give guidelines of expectations that teachers have to attain in the course of their career. These standards play a fundamental role in the development of the teaching practices and provision of quality education that is consistent. As an example, Descriptor 2.30 constructed on the classroom setting in order to accommodate various learners, and this aspect is critical in the establishment of an inclusive classroom where each child feels secure and appreciated. Descriptor 3.61 insists on the application of assessment data to guide teaching, which means that the instructional practices are constantly improved in response of the achievements of students. There is descriptor 5.11 provides educator which an incentive to design a lesson that addresses the needs of all children who should not be left behind. The standards assist teachers to provide effective, evidence based instructions, facilitating the growth and learning of children. That's referred by Walzer, Kagzaning, and Howe Newton 2025. Assessment data is one of the most effective instruments in effective curriculum decision making. The analysis of this information can help teachers to learn more about the progress and developmental needs of children. This will able to adjustment of the teaching practices to make sure that the needs of the children in terms of learning are being fulfilled. Parents and carers being part of this process only enhances the knowledge more of the educators about the background and progress of the child, developing a more comprehensive approaches to teaching. Frequently, examining the assessment outcomes would enable the educators to make effective choices so that the children would be able to kept developing in the positive learning atmosphere. The given evidences based practice can be used to customize the teaching practices to the individual needs of the children. That's referred by Heika et al. 2023. The development of children may be monitored with the help of various assessment strategies that make teaching practices correspondent to the needs that children have the terms of their learning. The observation is a basic evaluation method, and it enables the educator to record the natural behavior and reaction of children towards the activities. Portfolios contain a collaboration of work over time by the children, and this gives us information about the development and progress of the children. The key milestones are recorded in the checklist and rating scales and assist educators in tracking the development of children. Interviews and surveys give useful feedback of children, parents, and colleagues that are useful in the processes of assessment. Teachers can more fully see the learning progress of children by combining these strategies, which enable them to make decisions regarding teaching with the better results. That's referred by the Olivia Jones and Smith 2023. Feedback on practices provided by parents, colleagues, and students is important in improving teaching practices. Feedback assists teachers to know what is going well in the classroom and ways of improving. It is possible to make sure that changes by engaging in a regular reflection on their practice so that teaching is always responsive to the needs of children. Using the example of parent survey is revealed to the information about how children are learning at home and peer observation as the possibility to see the new sides of the teaching methods. Constant reflection and feedback integration of the process will make sure that teaching practice is constantly developing and enhancing, resulting in improved outcome in the children. After implementing learning experiences, one should be able to evaluate their success and make the necessary changes. This process of reflection enables the educators to analyze whether the activities were interesting, suitable, and effective in addressing the developmental objectives. Assessment and adjustment of the learning experiences will make sure that the activities are not outdated by the changing needs and interests of the children. Also, by making sure that the activities are flexible, it becomes possible to make changes depending on the individual learners, be that the children will development delays or learners who are advancing faster. Such a curriculum flexibility can guarantee that the involvement and support of all children in the process of learnings. That referred by Lalonde et al. The 2023. To sum up, curriculum decision making is central to ensure that the children have identity, confidence, and communication skills. Teaching learning cycle is a cycle process which consists of planning, teaching, testing, and reflection such that the teaching practices will always be in accordance with the developmental needs of the children. Through various assessment plans, the frequent feedbacks of everyone involves the teachers can make their teaching both effective and representative. It is a continuous learning process of reflection and adaptation that the result in positive learning outcomes to all the children, which contributes to their growth and development in a significant manners. Here are the references, and thank you so much for listening my presentation. Thank you.